Hello, my name is Greg Carroll. I'm here on the coast of Oregon, and I've been gardening for over 30 years. Actually, this will be my 34th year, and today I'm going to show you my way of weed eating, edging without a one-wheel edger. There's a trick that I use, and I don't know how wrong or right it is. I just know that it works for me. But all weed eaters, whenever you buy a weed eater, it comes with the guard, and it's guard like this, and the guard is designed to deflect rocks. And there's also a little razor right here that your line automatically clips so that you don't run it too long or too short. So if you bump in your line and you run it too long, it's gonna automatically hit this razor and clip. Well, what I do is I cheat, and I'll always take this guard off. And that way, when I take the guard off, I can look over my weed eater head and see exactly where I am in the trenches. This attachment here is a blade edger, a one-wheel blade edger. And it's designed to edge. The wheel stays on the ground and the blade goes parallel and it edges like this. Now they have other ones that you can walk behind that has 4 wheels, but it's still a blade edger. And over the years, I've learned how to weed eat without using this blade edger. And it's been very successful. And that's what I'm gonna show you right now. Here's the edge, and it doesn't have any definition, as you can see. The grass is overlapping on the sidewalk. Some, like here, is a little further in. So I'll make the adjustment when I'm trimming that. And as you can see, there's no definition. And some of this grass is so thin that the blade wouldn't really work right for it anyway. I've learned that over the years. So if you see the edge, there's no edge here. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna put an edge on this. As I turn my weed eater like this, so that line gets right into that trench. And I keep my head balanced and I use my forearm. Now if I had my guard on, I wouldn't be able to see over the head. The only thing I do is just hold this steady and let the weed eater line do the work for me. I use my hands and my forearms to keep it steady. And I go with whichever direction the blade is going, so it cleans out for me, so it's going forward. Now we look at the edge from this angle, and as you can see, there you have it. And because the concrete is a little uneven, you'll see in certain areas it goes a little bit off. That's because the concrete is uneven. But for the most part, I do it with the weed eater because with the blade, it hits the concrete, it causes a lot of sparks, and a lot of time it chips your blade, so you have to be real careful. There's no concrete border for me to use, so what I'm gonna do is I eye it. This is the front part of the lawn. I'm gonna do the same thing here, and I'm gonna blend them together. And then I'm gonna show you another trick of how I level it off so that the lawnmower can take over. Watch. Grass right here is high. The lawnmower is really not gonna get it. So what I do is I level it right here, just about the length of a lawnmower wheel, because the lawnmower blade is not gonna cut this area right here. So this area right here, as stringy as it is, I'll top it off Sort of like when you fade a haircut. The same way right here. I'll top it off, and I only go as far as the lawnmower wheel is. That's the depth that I come in. And then the blade of the lawnmower take it from there. Nice and easy. So I hold the Weedeater in a position where the line is barely touching the top of the grass because I don't want to burn it. And I want it to blend in with the rest of the line once I put the lawnmower on. Now if you look at the edge of the line now, you can see where I went over just enough. So here, and all of this will have already been cut. So the blade will start cutting from this part out. And that's the way I do all my edges for the border. Just the tip. I keep that Weedeater head parallel to the ground, but not too low. You can see how it's all blended in. And the lawnmower is really just gonna fine tune it. It's sort of like when you go to a barber and the barber take the scissors and that's what we're doing with the Weedeater. Instead of using grass shears, you can use grass shears to do the same thing, and you probably get a cleaner cut because you want a scissor cut. A lot of times the Weedeater will rip the tip of the grass, so you have to just use the barely tip. It take a while to get, but I think I've got it. In running it without the guard on, the idea is to go from eye to eye. So your Weedeater line should go from one eye. See how it stops right there? And this line here. So I'm running it just a little too long. That's about where you want to be. And that's what that guard does. But after a while, you will train your ear to hear the whistle sound. And on the next video, I'll show you how you can hear. You'll know when you're running your line too long based on the highs and the lows of the engine. You'll hear the engine start dragging, and the more you clip the line off, it rises back up. The longer you run the line, it'll drag more. When you clip it to the right side, it'll speed back up. But for right now, that's it on this line. I'm gonna clean this up and mow it and everything. But today I just wanted to show you how I weed eat. Now, I've never seen other gardeners take the amount of time that I take to do edging. And it only takes a few more minutes and everything, but it gives the grass a real sharp look. And that's what we want. When you're doing maintenance, you want the sharp look. And that helps the grass thrive and the grass grow and everything. It won't be high in one place and low in another place. It takes a while to do to really perfect it, but that's how I do it. OFG's documentary on edging with the Weedeater. See you on the next one.